Hey y'all, and welcome to this week's edition of Thursday Tidbits. So June 1st starts hurricane season for 2019, and today we're going to talk about getting prepared for a hurricane. I know a lot of people move to the area. This may be your first go around with a hurricane season. So here are 3 things that you should concentrate on in the next couple of weeks to get yourself prepared. Hopefully we never have to use these things, but it's always better to be safe than sorry and be prepared and ready to go if you do have to evacuate. So go ahead and get your emergency kit ready. What should you include in that emergency kit? You'll definitely need some non-perishable food, and that's whether you stay here or whether you leave. You might want to take some snacks with you. Be prepared for several days, especially if you stay. You may lose water or electricity. Also have some cash available. If we do lose power in the area, ATM machines won't work, debit card readers may not work. Make sure you have medication on hand for a few days. Make sure you have plenty of water available, and not just for drinking water. You know, you're going to need that if you want to take a shower, to brush your teeth, obviously to drink. So make sure you have enough water available. Make sure you have enough food and water available for your pets or any medication that your pets may have. If you are planning to evacuate and staying in one of the shelters, have some pillows and blankets, comfort items with you, toiletries, because the shelters just provide you a place to go and stay. They don't provide those comfort items like pillows and blankets, so make sure you have some of those on hand. Another thing you need to do, know your evacuation route. The coastal section of Horry County is divided into 3 evacuation routes, A, B, and C. Most of our street signs now have, underneath the sign will have a letter. You may have seen those around town, and it'll say A, B, or C. And that just lets you know what evacuation route you are in. If an evacuation is called for, they will let us know what evacuation zones need to evacuate. And also keep in mind, when an evacuation is called for, it's always for storm surge, not necessarily wind. So you could be inland Horry County, obviously not affected by any storm surge, but you could be affected by the winds from the hurricane. So that's another thing you need to know. And in addition to knowing your evacuation zone, know your evacuation route. Know which way you are going to go to get to wherever you're going, and just kind of have that mapped out in your head. Not a bad idea to also print your map if you don't know exactly where you're going. I know last year I did evacuate for the first time ever, and some friends of mine did as well, and on our way back, I went a different way and was able to make it home. They went down 501 right before the roads were closed for the flooding, and there were so many people where they were that the cell signals were not great, and they were not able to get on Google Maps or Apple Maps to be able to find their way back to the beach. So fortunately, we were able to talk, and I was able to send them a text message letting them know where to go. But if they had not had that ability, then they would have kind of been stuck not knowing where to go. So even though we rely on our GPS every day, and in a hurricane situation, you just don't know what the circumstances may be. So it's always best to have a printed copy of your evacuation route. In addition to the evacuation route, you're going to need to know where you want to go in an evacuation. If you don't have family that lives inland in South or North Carolina, you may have to stay at a hotel, and those fill up really fast. You may have to go a lot farther away than you think you do. So just have a plan in mind about where you think you'll be. So those are my tips for getting prepared for a hurricane. You can probably see the gorgeous beach behind me. I'm in Garden City today. I hope we do not have to use these tips this year. I hope we have a very calm hurricane season. But if you have any questions about how to get prepared for a hurricane, comment below if you're seeing this on social media. Also comment if you've got another tip that you think other people may benefit from. And you can always call me if you have any questions about the real estate market here in Garden City and Murrells Inlet. My phone number is 843-267-2710. Y'all have a great Thursday. Talk to you soon.